What is going on, everybody? Yep, it's me. I'm back. I'm doing this thing because honestly, why not? So, got the Instagram going live right now. So we're sitting and getting, basically just getting everything put together right. Hopefully everybody can hear me, and hopefully everything's going live like it should be. And yeah, let's see if we can get this going. Let's push that button. 3, 2, 1, and we are here. So what are we going to talk about today? Man, we had a good conversation yesterday. Again, we had a really good conversation yesterday. Young kid asking some questions, sending some chats, and then he decided to jump on live, and we were just chatting along on the live stream, which was pretty amazing. Just talking about life and everything, and honestly, this is cool. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm here for. It's just another little outlet and venue to make the podcast go where the podcast should go. And honestly, talk to people about random stuff that they want to talk about. If they're down, let's make them happy. If they're not down and they want to talk about something that's pretty amazing, let's talk about that too. I mean, the reality is that's what I'm here for. I'm here to basically just be here to talk to people. Why not? I mean, I still do the whole subject podcasting. I usually do that with my wife, but I did one the other day and by myself. But I mean, it's kind of cool. I love doing this stuff. So yeah, what's up going on, my friend? How are you guys doing? Yes, this is me going live. Oh man, my throat has been crazy. Not gonna lie. I mean, when it comes to oh, hey, I just got $100. That's crazy. I like it when my bank account chimes up and says you got $100. So I got $100 for some reason. Somebody sent me $100. That's always a good thing. I don't know why, but it was through my bank account. So I'm sure it's for some payment that I did or some, I don't know what that was for, but anyway. But yeah, so I am here. I'm doing some stuff. I'm actually prepping. We can talk about that. So as of late, since I have been back from my excursion away, doing some filming for a TV show that will be discussed at a later date and will be discussed with a bunch of people who are also in said TV show. It has been hard for me to get my mind back into the world of the podcasting deal. Honestly, I had such a good time. I mean, I met some amazing people. I had an opportunity to be around some of the coolest people that were obviously way younger than me, which was really cool. I think at that time I was around people that I was old enough to be probably majority of their father, which is not a bad thing. It actually it was just cool. It was just really cool. But when I got back home from being gone for what seemed like a long time, I kind of struggled to get back into the normal routine of life. And part of that is, again, my wife is very self-sustaining. Not that she doesn't need me, but she knows how to amp it up and make the house function and do like it should without me. I mean, and so I had to figure out how to insert myself back into my family's life because my kids do all their chores. My wife just had everything rolling, and so it's like, okay, where do I fit back into this whole deal? So I did. I got it figured out, and it's taken me a little bit of time to do it because it's like, okay, I need to be helping out and doing things around the house, but then I also need to be doing things for work. Obviously my work is podcasting and talking to people, and some public speaking stuff and things like that. So I was kind of getting away from it. I'm like, oh man, how do I get myself back in? Because I took a break. I didn't have my phone on me, which was incredible. To not have your phone on you and to be away, it's kind of nice. So yeah, I mean, and not having the notifications. I know, like the beginning of the year. Well, actually, yeah, January 1st, I made a what do you call it? I can't even think of the term right now. I made a goal to not be. What is going on? I can't even think of the word. I got into a car wreck. I made a goal to not have notifications. And when I did to not have notifications on, it made where I would force myself to not look at notifications. So that was so nice. It was so I wasn't getting any notifications. If I went to an app, I'd look at the app, and I would only look at it when I was, when I needed to, when I felt like I needed to jump into the thing. Let me send this message. Oh, there we go. Anyway, yeah. So essentially, back in December, I got in that car wreck, and then I decided to, I got a brain injury, so I made the decision to be off of notifications on all my apps. Only thing I'd have would be notifications from my family, from text messages, and phone calls. Every other app, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, I had every one of those notifications turned off. I didn't want to see them. I didn't want to have the the little pop-ups or the noises, because I just wanted to take a break. And part of that was because my brain, from getting the brain injury from my car wreck, when you're hit by a car, when you're T-boned by another car at 65 miles an hour, and you get your head smashed into the window, the side airbag window, and the car when it hits you at 65 miles an hour, you got some trouble. You get a little bit of brain trauma in many cases. And so I wanted no distractions, which was a beautiful thing. So obviously sometimes it's hard for even now to, see neurologists and things like that, but even now it's still hard to come up with the word. But it gets there eventually. I mean, honestly, I've been doing good. I mean, the problem that I had the most that bothered me the most was right after the accident, the crying would just be so much, and it was a ton. And I was like, why am I crying all the time? And it kind of drove me crazy, because I'm here going, I'm crying about nothing. Here I'm drinking a cup of tea. Let's cry. I mean, here's a speck of dust. Let's cry. Essentially, it was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. I mean, obviously, I know you said that same thing happened to your wife, and this is something that just you have to deal with and you work it out. But for me, it was something I've never had to deal with in my life. So I minimalized things. I, turned off all the notifications. I only went out and did things that I wanted to do. I went to a movie, and that was even a rough experience. It's been a growing and learning experience for me on what I can and can't do. But now that I'm back from my recording of that TV show, I've had to turn some notifications on, because I'm doubling down and I'm pushing the podcast more. Obviously, I'm live streaming more. I'm pretty much doing that every night until we, whenever, because honestly, I want to be here and answer questions for people and talk to people and just to see what people want to talk about. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to get other people's opinions and have other people jump on here and tell me a story, tell me the things that are going on. So that's what I'm doing this for. So I'll tell you, so for those that are watching and those that are coming to watch or whatever, jump on here. If you want to talk about something, send me a request to do a live stream. I would love to have you on here. I'd love to talk to you about some stuff. If you don't want to have people to see your face, you can do like the young man did last night. He had the room dark, or he had the camera facing away. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, like I told you before, my wife's and that's what I was told as well. I was told that that this is going to be a long road even now. I know that I when I was man, so hard sometimes to get words out. But I know when I was had that happen, had my mom's death happen, and so it's all compounded on top of each other, and then it's almost as if there was no break to be given. So it's something that, as my neurologist told me, it's going to take some time. I mean, it may not ever get better, may not ever be like I ever wanted it to be. It's just one of those things that you have to deal with. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I don't know if I know I'm not 100%, but I do know that if I'm not taking my vitamins, there's some vitamins that help with some brain injuries, some things like that. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of them, but that has helped calm the brain. So instead of like having all the sparks going off like crazy in the head, it helps settle them down. It's almost like that ADHD that I end up receiving from the wreck. Those have helped funnel it down, so it's not like I'm seeing 1,000 pictures at one time in my brain. And so it helps me focus it in the right way and without taking any medications. So that has been nice for sure. But yeah, that all being said, here I am live streaming and telling strangers and some people that I know that pop up on here, hey, join the live stream. Let's talk about something. So yeah, probably a weird random thing to do, but why not, right? So again, if anybody has anything they want to talk about, send me that request. I'll add it to here and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I mean, again, just if you want to have something, if you have something that you want to talk about that you need praise on, even if you don't want praise, you just want to talk, I'm cool with that. So, but anyway, back to what I've been planning and what I've been doing until that happens, until someone sends a request. I have been working on my some changes to make my life easier. And part of that is I've actually started, and some of it is crappy. I've posted a couple of them. I've posted some pictures from the AI, but I've been utilizing AI like crazy to help out with the process of doing all this. Now, I also will be having people, I am going to be hiring people to help out with some of the other stuff that I can't do. And it's always nice to have help. And when I get help, it definitely makes life easier. So when I get the help and I utilize AI and things like that, it typically opens up my book so I can do more things. Because if my life gets easier, everything gets easier. So yeah. So I've changed up a bunch of stuff. I've changed literally everything in my life. But since December, I would say my life has gone full turnaround change, complete, which is wild. I mean, it is. I mean, for me, it's wild because I'm a guy that likes the consistency and I like to know what's going on. I like to have things pretty much standard all the time, which is kind of weird, I guess. I mean, I think most people are like that. But so what I've been doing as of late, let me see if I can find this. So I'll go in and I'll find video clips, because I not only do I create a lot of content, but I also consume a lot of content. And so that being said, I save videos. Someone hits something that's inspirational to me or something that triggers an idea, I save those videos. And then I'll go in and I'll take that information and I'll drop some of that information into like ChatGPT and say, hey, help me out to make a podcast about that. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. But to be able the fact that we have amazing tools these days that can help us out to make our lives easier, it's awesome. Someone sent me messages. That's good. I like messages. So, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah. What else should we talk about? Who wants to jump on here? Anybody wants to jump on here, and then we'll discuss some things. Feel free to send that request over. I am 100% available to discuss anything. Like my last post on Instagram essentially said, your ideas or your topic, my opinions. What could go wrong, right? So yeah, that's where I'm currently at today. So between utilizing AI to help my life out a little bit and help get my life scheduled out a little bit, life's been good. Life has definitely been good. So yeah, but here we go. We're going to deep dive into see if we can deep dive in someone's brain tonight. Last night, again, this young man that jumped on here, he's a very intelligent young man. All I can say is the kid was, he had a head on his shoulders, and he had some great ideas, and he's only 15 years old. If I was this kid when I was 15 years old, and I had, oh my gosh, seriously, if my head was that straight when I was at his age, there's no telling what I could achieve in my life. And he's here all worried about, should he do this or should he do that, or this is his current plan. Oh, it's crazy. I mean, these kids coming up these days are so intelligent, so smart. I used to say the term of my generation and below me are completely worthless, but I don't believe that anymore. I mean, because I guess the reality is there's good in every generation. Of course, just like there's bad in every generation, there's good in every generation. So who knows? Sorry, that honey helps out a little bit. Just from the show I was on, a lot of the screaming and things like that. My voice is still never it will eventually recover, I assume. I sure hope so, at least. So, yeah, here we are. So today, one of my things I did on that I chose ChatGPT to do. It's actually kind of cool. I broke it down and I asked ChatGPT and I was like, okay, I came across some videos that were all about accountability, and I'm a huge accountability guy. If I believe that if people first and foremost, if they take accountability for their own actions, their life will change forever. If they take personal accountability, their life will be forever the best it could ever be. So I just typed in, let's create a podcast about accountability, and then it gave me. I said, give me some ideas, and then I uploaded a video. And said, let's talk about this. And so it pulled out pinpoints of that video, and which are amazing points to talk about. For one, I'll read a couple of them here. This will be a podcast or two for later. But this is my current podcast creation process, if you will. At first it says, let's define what accountability is. Duh, we can do that. That's easy. And then it goes into the benefits of accountability, by increased motivation and focus, but knowing that someone is checking on your progress or that you've set specific goals can drive you to be more focused and productive. I mean, last night I talked a lot about grit, and honestly, accountability. If we have the grit in our life to do what we want to do, and when we make it happen, accountability is no big deal, because you have to have accountability to be able to do the other. I mean, that's my personal opinion when it comes to life. But I don't know. What do I know? But yeah, it's kind of cool. It just breaks it down into a bunch of different points and makes my life a little bit easier. So now what I will have to do is go in and make this work for information. I need to go get some good sources to, connect the information versus having AI write it all. But it's kind of cool. The fact that we're at this point in our society where we can have, stuff like this created and create itself, it's pretty darn amazing. So, I don't know. That's just where my 46-year-old brain goes. I know I know people that are my age that barely can even understand how to use a iPhone. I know my dad, he has an iPhone, but he only knows how to make phone calls, and he's 84 years old. So, technology. What would we do with it, and what would we do without it, right? I can tell you when I was without it, it was actually pretty amazing. I enjoyed every minute of not having the constant, I guess, nagging reminder that there was something that was going to be there to tell me I needed to check something or do something. So, yeah. Anyway, so out of the people that are watching right now, and you guys want to jump in and tell me something cool, I'm all ears about that, because I'd love to have a cool conversation about anything and everything or whatever. So feel free to send that live stream request. Basically, I think it's down at the bottom. Little plus sign looks like a camera. Hit that sucker. Request to be part of the stream, or send me a chat saying, "Hey, add me," and I will totally add you to the stream. So I would love to do that. So. See what else we got going. Anything else new in the news today? I do know that everything it seems like right now, as of late, has been the social media and has been going crazy, and it's been all about talking about all over social media about the debate. Now, I will discuss politics. I'll never argue politics with somebody. And I do have very strong opinions on some things. But, man, I think we're screwed. I don't know. It's crazy. The stuff that I'm seeing that people are saying. And I know it's social media. I know you can't believe everything that's out there on social media. I know that everything that people post is just usually, people post things and they post it as it's truth, but in reality, it's most of it's actually opinion. It's kind of like the news these days. All the news is it's not really news. They'll give you a speck of news, but then they give you opinion. So our world, when it comes to news and the media, is basically news entertainment. And I think it should be, my personal opinion when it comes to this, it should all be branded as news entertainment, because it's a ton of speculation and discussions of things, of people, of their opinions, instead of discussions of fact. I wish there was actually a news channel that would tell you the facts. This is what's happened. This is what we know. And this is this. Forget about your opinion. I can get my opinion on anything, and I can create my opinion to be whatever I want it to be. I don't need someone else to tell me what my opinion should be. I think I'm old enough and possibly give myself an out, smart enough to know better and know right from wrong. But who knows? That's just the thing, right? So what else has been going on lately? What is happening? I have not actually gotten into the news. My dad called me and asked me if I had seen what's going on, and I honestly I said I had not, because I've been away. I've been I have not paid much attention to the things that are going on. I've not consumed as much content as I typically do. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but whatever. It is what it is, right? So, anyway, how are you guys doing? Anything going on good in your life? Anything bad going on in your life? Are you happy? Are you frustrated with something? Oh, there we go. Let's get you done. Get connected, accept, do it. Make it happen. Like I said, if anybody want to join, they can join. Is it working? Is it going to go through? There it is. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay in the midst of a hurricane.
In the midst of how is the weather?
High winds, probably in the 70, 80s.
Oh, so it's nice weather, but rainy and gross.
Well, they were forecasting it to be a bit heavier than what it did when it made landfall, but
well, I mean that's what you get for being down in the south, in the depths of the armpit of
swamp.
Yeah, the swamp. I mean, where humidity is high and yeah, just crazy. But
it was funny when I brought my girls down here at the beginning of August, because Mary looked over the bridge between Baton Rouge and New Orleans and said, "Is that where Shrek lives?"
Yes, that's exactly where Shrek lives.
I was like, "Yep."
That is exactly right. And
then go ahead.
I was just saying, that is the best description I have ever heard of New Orleans in my life. That is, or just in Louisiana in general.
What? Then Cindy said, "And in the morning I'm making waffles."
Dang straight, you're making waffles.
I was like, I love my kids,
You know they're making another Shrek movie, right?
Oh, come on, really?
They're making another Shrek movie. That is, from my understanding, unless I am completely wrong, is it confirmed?
Please tell me it's not going to be live action, though.
It's live action Shrek. You know what? If it's done the right way, it could be a very good movie.
Pinocchio is probably one of my favorite characters. Just because for his voice. Anyway.
I still like, fifth the Shrek movie is confirmed. And then there's going to be a break-off donkey movie.
Okay. Well.
And Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz all are coming back for the role. That's pretty freaking amazing. I still.
How many years?
Oh shoot, I don't know. How long has it been? That's been. When did the first Shrek movie come out? Let's find that out.
I mean, when did the last one come out? That's what the first one came out, I think, in like the 2010 era, or even before that.
Let's do it this way. Years of the Shrek movies. So 2001 was Shrek 1. Shrek 2 was...
Holy
yeah. Yeah. So Shrek 2001, Shrek 1, 2002, Shrek 2004 was Shrek 2, 2007 was Shrek the Third, and Shrek Forever After was 2010. Then you had the Puss in Boots, side shoot.
Oh yeah,
movies.
that's Puss in Boots. But to bring Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy back after 15 years.
15 years, yeah.
I mean, come on, that's pretty epic for an animated.
I think it's actually pretty cool, to be honest. I mean, so I just don't want them to screw up the movies. That's the problem. When it comes to entertainment, especially it's kind of like I can't remember who it was. Was it I can't remember the actress, but she says if Hollywood decides to remake The Princess Bride, I'm coming for you. Any movie studio, if you try to decide to remake The Princess Bride, I will come for you, and it will not be nice. There are some movies that are untouchable. We should never touch some movies ever.
Correct.
But that's I agree. It's kind of like that. Keep hearing rumors of a Ferris Bueller movie break off.
Can't do that either.
They could. They could try it.
No, I mean what I'm saying is no. That would be another one. I hope Matthew Broderick would go up in arms and yeah.
I think if they do it, then I think they should have Matthew Broderick be the principal. I sure hope they don't do it. That would screw things up like crazy. That would be horrible.
You're not wrong.
So what's new in your life? How's life? Good, bad, ugly, amazing?
It's hard.
Okay. Why?
I missed last night, so I'm going to go back and watch the video of it. But talking about grit, I heard you mention it a little bit ago. And
okay.
I'd like to kind of go see kind of what you said about grit, just because right now I'm feeling like I'm having to dig deep to find all the grit I can for everything. Like, first off, again, I'm due to life circumstances, I'm away from my kids, which is always
a hard thing. I mean,
that is always hard.
Anytime you're away from family, it is literally, it's hard, and it changes your whole dynamic and everything that you do. My personal opinion, like me being gone filming that TV show, if it wasn't for the good people that I was filming with and the distractions of the good people I was filming with, it would have been way harder. But it was kind of nice because we ended up forming this community of people, and because we all were in the same boat. We were all thrown into this mix with each other, and it was I mean, that's what made it bearable. But the fact that I knew that my family was here and I was there, it was hard. It was very difficult. But that was done by choice. Where yours is you're doing what you have to do, so you can do what you want, you want to do, and do what you need to do.
And the beautiful thing, though, is because of having such a strong familial kind of understanding and structure, it's easy to kind of form those, familial ties wherever you go, running and taking the goodness of your family with you, so that wherever you go, it touches other people, and then all of a sudden you don't feel so lost. Right.
And that was the nice part for me, is because I didn't have that I had that family unit without being my family. And I actually talked to a really good friend of mine from the show today, because he just recently got home, and it was so nice. He FaceTimed me. He lives in California. He FaceTimed me, and oh my gosh, it was so nice to see him. It was so nice to see his face. So nice to just regenerate that bond and that friendship that we had. Yeah, that kinship that we had. Thank you. That we had just from there, because I mean, man, we went through some pretty crappy stuff. But then on the other side, we supported each other like no other, and that's the beautiful thing about people. If you get around with the right people lift you up. They'll make you better, and in turn of people making you better, you can actually make them better. I don't know. Maybe my brain just runs differently than most people, but man, or maybe I'm just a eternal optimist.
Well, what do you think that I've wanted to be around you all these years? I mean, I think this is 17.
Is it 17?
17 years.
So I've known you for 17 years.
No. We complete 18 years next month.
Almost. We're almost. What's the 20-year anniversary gift? What's that one? Let's look at that.
I don't know. You got a computer there.
I do.
Ask it.
You're gonna let me look this up. Milestone.
And to all those watching, forgive me, I'm laying in my bed, yes, because it's almost midnight and it's a hurricane outside. I'm just relaxing.
Well, I mean, you should be out there playing in the
Fighting the wind, seeing if it'll blow me away.
You should have a kite in your hands, and that should be the string in your hands, and the kite should be up in the air. So yeah, why didn't that? I don't care about anniversaries. I want to know what's going on with each anniversary. I know there's a diamond. What's the diamond one? I can't.
Is it? No, 50th is golden.
Okay, here we go. Finally, pull this up. Maybe. All right. So first anniversary is paper. Second anniversary is cotton.
Okay.
These are traditional. Then you have modern, and you have gemstone. So first year's gold, second year's garnet, third year's pearl. So we're good.
So those are just gemstones.
Yeah, those gemstones. But then you got like fifth year's wood, iron, 6 iron. So, but let's go look at. So I'm supposed to. Okay. So 20 years is China, platinum, and emerald. Those are the traditional, modern, and gemstone for 20th.
Okay, well, do you know where we're going to go then in 2026?
We're heading down to the Emerald Coast, I'm hoping.
Oh, Ireland.
Ireland? Explain.
Or is it Ireland called the Emerald Isle?
I don't know. Is it?
I thought it was. We could go to the Emerald Coast too. I mean, let's just do all things green. Yeah, what is the Emerald Isle?
That would be... two things. Emerald Isle, including Ireland and a beach in North Carolina.
Okay.
We're going to North Carolina.
Yes!
How amazing is that? We're going to North Carolina. No. But no, yeah, so but I want to go to the what is the Emerald Coast? Where's that? That would be that would be Florida. So hey, there we go. Dang it! I wanted to leave the dang country. I want to get another stamp on my passport.
The thing is that we don't want to.
Florida is another country,
but we don't want to go in October. We'll probably get hit by a hurricane.
Oh, that's actually the best time to be in Florida because it's the weather is perfect in October.
You are not wrong. I actually have been there.
It's like the best time to go to Disney World is like in February.
Okay.
Less people, less everything. So yeah, it's much better. So
right on.
Well, you got crap going on in your life. What can I do to make it better? What is something that would be just make your life so much better? I'd give you a hug, but I'm not there.
Yeah, no, I'll be back in a couple of weeks for that one. But
done.
No, ultimately. Honestly, just being a listening ear sometimes. I mean, I do find that your advice is very appropriate and very, sometimes it's hard to hear. And so, I hope that as your viewership grows, people will understand that. Yeah, that sure, sometimes the advice is hard to hear, but that's because life isn't supposed to be easy, and
well, I mean, why would you?
We're always trying to climb mountains.
Yeah, sure. Well, and everybody is going through something, but then we also, it's like I was saying earlier, accountability is the personal accountability. I'm writing a new podcast about accountability, and I'm using AI to help me do some stuff because I'm write some stuff out. But the reality is, accountability is huge. People don't. They have to take accountability for their own actions first. No, first and foremost, I can't expect you to do the right thing if I'm not doing the right thing, because that's kind of asinine. If you think, okay, well, if he'll do it first, then I'll do it. No, stop it. Quit being stupid. I mean, we have to be held accountable. If we're not held accountable for our own actions, we can't expect anything from anyone else. It's literally impossible. But yeah, so that's kind of. what I'm working on right now is just, and that can be a slap in the face for some people because, sometimes it's not fun to have to be held accountable.
Well, the accountability is about having to look at yourself. And I think that's where the hardest thing comes for a lot of us as human beings is, how many of us want to have to look in the mirror and go, oh crap, did I really do that? Because I don't think anybody does. It hurts, but through the pain and through the hurt comes the healing.
Well, I mean, well, that's why and I'll ask this question, and I think I know the answer. I'm pretty sure I know the answer. Have I ever said anything that was almost that you could have taken it as complete cutting, but because my intentions and me and that I'm just a straightforward type of guy that you're like, okay. And that, and I'm sure I have, but
I wouldn't call it cutting. I'd call it direct.
Okay.
I mean, cutting to me is a purposeful, when you think cutting, you think of a knife.
Yeah. Okay.
Cutting to me is someone purposely seeking to hurt someone else by something they're saying.
Okay, so I've never intentionally hurt you. Came after you for no reason, just to because there was an issue. Okay, no, I'll take it. No. So, but I've been very direct, and that can get me in trouble sometimes. I've noticed.
That's just because of the world we live in, and it's not about getting you in trouble. It's about who perceives what you're saying and how they perceive it and how they want to perceive it. it just goes, that's another bucket to kind of work through.
It's like that old adage. Everybody everybody in the world has a different version of who I am in their brain, in their mind. The only person that really knows who I am is me, and honestly, my wife. My wife knows me. She knows every little aspect about me. Like there's a clip that and I didn't realize I said it. I just said, well, maybe I don't remember it, but that's a brain injury issue. But I think I shared earlier. But the clip of where I was talking about how I'm actually a shy person. Believe it or not, I am a shy person. You know that. But I forced myself into environments that forced me to not be a shy person, and I do like to be alone and reflect and recharge, but when I'm forced into a room, say with a bunch of new people, then if I'm there by myself, and this was the hard part about the show that I was on, I was forced into an environment that was brand new, change, and it forced me to have to break out of that habit, of just kind of getting to the corner and not introduce myself. But if I'm in a room with a bunch of new people and my wife is with me, I can do anything. She is literally my super. She gives me the strength and the power to do whatever I want, and I'm literally unstoppable. So, but there's that. Then I'll actually have that clip. I don't know if it's posting tomorrow or the next day, but I took that clip and I've got it set to post because honestly, it's true, and I think everybody needs that type of person in their life. And my wife is very direct too. I don't know if you knew that or not, but.
Yes.
She'll just say it. She's less tactful than I am. That is I'm pretty confident that's the best way to say that. But
I've seen that as well. But at the same time, something that you've always said that you taught your children, and just something is just tell the truth no matter what, even if it hurts.
Yeah. Well, that's what we should do. That's accountability.
Correct.
Do the right thing, tell the truth, no matter what, if it's going to hurt you. And if it does hurt you, it's only going to hurt for a minute. Again, it's like one of my favorite quotes is, and I'm probably going to butcher the quote because it's been so long, but it's, what's his name? It's coming. What's his name? He's a silent actor, not Buster Keaton.
Charlie Chaplin.
You know where I was going. Charlie Chaplin. One of my favorite quotes from Charlie Chaplin is, life up close is a tragedy, but I try to remember exactly how essentially once you pan out, I'm quoting it wrong, but once you pan out, you realize that it's a comedy, because when we're up close and we're focusing on everything, man, when you're that close to everything, it looks like it's going to be hard and you can't get past it. But then if once you step back from the problem or whatever it is, and you start seeing the grand scheme of it all, then you're like, okay, I get it. This is good. So that's basically life in general. I mean, we go through some hard crap, but it's only for a moment. And then those moments disappear and then moments move on. And then we turn around and we can be better. We become better people. And we realize, hey, this is actually fun. This is actually something that we should laugh about. I mean, because why take life too serious? And I think we do. I think we take life way too serious sometimes.
Yes, I can see that. But then the serious things do happen, and then we have to get serious, and then we have to look at it.
Well, I mean, but the serious things, I mean, so for the most part, the serious things in life they're only serious because of choices that whether we've made or choices that have been made for us. So that stems off of accountability and into what's it called? It's there. It's coming. Give me a few minutes and
Keep going.
The word will pop in there. Yeah, not accountability. Hold on. Maybe if I do a Google search, the word will pop up. I don't like having my brain not working like it used to. All right. Maybe this. No, that's not the word I was looking for. Anyway, it'll get there. I'll figure it out. And when I get it, it will be on a total different subject and I'll just blurt the word out.
Blurt it out.
Like, there it is. Like it tends to happen a lot lately in my life. But yeah, it's funny. Life is amazing. It's one of the coolest, most frustrating things I've ever had to do. Here I am.
Agreed. It holds a lot of lessons.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm 46 years old, and I've done a lot, and I've seen a lot, and I've made some stupid mistakes. But but on the other side, I've learned from those mistakes, and I don't have any regrets. I don't really regret anything. The bad things I've done, I've learned from them, and I'm like, okay, I don't regret doing the bad things because something good has come out of it. Like I was telling a story last night about how I ran from the police once, and I've done some things that probably should have sent me to jail, but I've never been to jail, thank goodness. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. What's one of the craziest things you've ever done? Tell me a story. I want to know a story.
Craziest thing I've ever done?
Yeah, what's one of the craziest things you've ever done, or anything?
Well, I drove a car on public roads when I was 14.
Okay.
Granted, I was my Spanish class, and I was a freshman, and I had the top grade in the class, and the senior had the second top grade. And so he and I would always pair up and would just ace all the tests and everything. Well, there were a few days that you just kind of said, hey, let's just ditch. So I learned how to ditch school. So that was part of the crazy. But yeah, he taught me how to drive a stick shift.
You've lived a crazy life
on Tucson roads. I know. Ooh. So crazy.
You should be locked up in jail, and the key should be thrown away.
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm being. I apologize. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of you a little bit, but
and that's okay.
What are friends for, right?
That's right.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah, they got me thinking last night with some of the stuff, and then I told a story, and Paris was watching the live stream, and where she's like, I was hoping you were going to tell that story, Dad, which is kind of funny that my kids they watch some of the stuff that I do, which is, I think it's both a compliment, but also it's nerve-wracking for me, because I can do this in front of strangers all day long, but then when I feel like I've got people that I value their opinion, and they're watching and they're listening, then that kind of puts me on edge a little bit. It's like, oh, did I say that right? Did I do that right? And so I start overthinking things, kind of like public speaking. How if you honestly, if I was to write out a talk or a speech of some sort, there is no way I could give that speech. If I would have to read it word for word, I couldn't do it. That's why when I do public speaking or any talks or whatever, I just hit pinpoints, and I'll drop like 50 pinpoints on the subject, and then it'll triggers the memory of what I've learned or what I've read or whatever, or the story, and then it makes it easier to tell the story that way. I think it's more engaging that way. But
I don't write out my talks either.
Yeah, why would you? That's my wife writes them out. That's the best way for her. She writes them all out. She writes every word for word, and so and then if she doesn't number her pages, which she's done that, and she drops them, then it's all gone to the crapper. Yeah, you've probably heard that story, but yeah. Anyway, the funny things of life. So
I think some of the other people that are watching should request to join and jump on into the discussion.
Well, I mean, I'd love to have other people jump in. So for those of you guys that are watching and or listening, whatever, feel free to send a request, send me a message, say, hey, I want to jump in, and I will pull you in on this. I'll kick Justin out and make him watch from the sidelines. But yeah, literally just jump in. Let's talk about something. Let's see what's on your mind, and let's see if there's something that I could help you with, or if you just want to vent. I'm all ears. I like it when people vent. You can even be mad. If you want to be mad, I'll take it. I don't care. So,
well, I mean, I can tell you. I don't know if I already vented this to you.
Go for it.
No. So currently, I'm involved in a case with DCFS.
Okay.
Where they are actually citing that I have physical neglect of my children.
Well, that's kind of sucky.
Yeah. Well, and the allegations that were brought against me were kind of like, did I actually
you mentioned
read you the paragraph?
Yeah, you read me a paragraph of what they said.
Okay, yeah, of what they said. Yeah, so it was just like, not to rehash, but yeah, I'm still going through some emotions because I, each and every day have to work through something else. Not like I have to actually work through talking with someone else or doing other things, answering more questions or this, that, and the other. And I just, part of me just wants to shut up because I hate being misrepresented. But at the same time, if I shut up, then I'm actually playing into what I feel that they're really trying to represent. Therefore, I'm kind of in a catch-22 is what I feel like.
Well, and if there's one thing I do know, and that I do know that most parents, you included, you love your children.
Absolutely.
And you'll do anything for them. The problem that I see is a lot of times when any type of government gets involved, they kind of screw things up and things go in the wrong direction. Now, I obviously, I know a little bit about this situation, but then there's some stuff that I won't go into, obviously, because that's your personal business. Yeah. But the reality is this takes on a huge, giant emotional, storm for you. And I'm sure that you've gone through every one of those emotions, and you're just trying to compartmentalize them all and make them make sense. And that I think
absolutely. Well, what I'm coming to kind of form an opinion of about these governmental agencies and things like that is a matter that they make all these laws, but all these laws are cookie cutter laws.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, every family situation is different.
Well,
and so it's hard to take the cookie cutter law and apply it to every situation and be able to make a proper judgment when everything is situational.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the laws when it comes to when there's a divorce and you have a child in the middle of two adults. The courts typically side with the woman, and even though the mother is in some cases, not all cases, in some cases is usually sometimes the wrong person to be siding with, because and a lot of times when it comes to family court stuff, the fathers, they get screwed, and and I hate to say it's designed that way, but it kind of is designed that way. There's almost there's very very little justice for men when it comes to family court. Now, men do cause problems, but just as much as I think, probably just as much as women do. But I think because we're men, we get the the hard
short end of the stick.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, again, it's hard. I mean, and I'm sorry you're having to go through all this and the struggle of it all. And I mean, it's sucky. I mean, and again,
well, the other thing is it takes time, and that's the thing. So there aren't quick resolutions,
right?
So that's why the emotions get drug out so far, and it's just like, can we not just come to a decision now, or come to a resolution now, so that we can move on with our lives?
Well, again, if anything, that one thing I do know when it comes to the government, the reason things take so long is because it's a money thing. It's always going to be about money, and whether it's money coming from us to them, or it's just money being shuffled around within the system in itself for things to happen, it's a money thing. And so knowing that, that's why things take so long. But the problem is, as you stated, shifting of money doesn't solve any problem. It all it does is makes a person have built up anxiety inside, where causes them to have some struggles, and which honestly can cause more problems. Instead of swiftly going through and getting things figured out, they make it last forever just because of the almighty dollar.
Yeah.
It's sucky. Life can be very, very fun in that way.
Well, thank you for letting me share that on tonight.
Anytime. I'm always available to talk about anything. Doesn't bother me. Again, it's just that's why I'm here. I like doing this. This has been a cool little adventure so far, and I've only been doing the live streams for 3 days now, something like that, and it's been fun.
Gotcha.
Getting people jumping in. I got this. I'm broadcasting a few places right now, not everywhere, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. So,
right on. Well, I'm going to step out, and maybe someone else will step back in if you stay on.
No,
I want to thank you.
No problem. I will be here for the goal is to be on here for at least another hour. I'll cut it off at midnight my time. So we'll just figure that's 1 o'clock in the morning yours, and 2 o'clock Eastern. So those that are up past that time, I won't be able to help you. So.
And are you a Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday? What do you do?
I'm probably going to do. I may do a Saturday show. I'm not quite sure. I know for sure Monday through Friday, but then I may do a Saturday show. But I will keep my Sunday off completely. So when it comes to doing the live streams, I want to have at least one day off for myself to recoup and save my voice, since I'm going to be talking a lot. So, anyway.
Very true. All righty. Well, thank you, sir.
No problem. Anytime.
Yeah, we'll chat later. Go ahead and kick me out.
I'm working on it right now. Let's see. Come on. How do I do this? Right here. I'm actually just now figuring most of this stuff out. No, don't want to end my live stream.
Is there a way to exit myself without exiting the live?
You can exit yourself pretty easy. So, there we go. Anyway, well, again, thank you for jumping on here, Justin, talking to us for a little bit tonight. It's been awesome. You're a good friend. I hate that you're not here in Utah, but hey, you're taking care of your family. So, but all those that are watching right now, if you want to jump in, if you want to jump on live and talk about something, I would be glad to talk. I'll talk about anything. We can talk about life, marriage. We can talk about boyfriends, girlfriends. I'm a good dad. At least I think I'm a good dad. I think my kids think I'm a good dad. So I can give great dad advice, wanted or unwanted. I can do all that all day long. Or if you need somebody to talk to and just want to talk about something, need someone, a listening ear, I am perfect to be in a listening ear. I can do that all night long. But obviously I'm not going to do it all night long. I'll do it for about another hour roughly. So, but yeah, if anybody wants to jump on and jump on the live, I'd be glad to talk to you, and we'll go through some of the stuff you're going through. If you got some emotions you want to let out, I'm all ears. So, I mean, I got some bigger earlobes, I guess, so I've been told. But, yeah. Anyway, who all's on here? Anybody got any questions? Anybody want to chat? Don't even have to jump on the live stream. What is everybody doing tonight? What are you guys up to? What have you done this week that has affected your life in a good way or a bad way? I want to know. It's kind of the stuff that keeps me going and gives me ideas for more podcasts and more content to create. So yeah, let me know. I am 100% in on this. So anyway, but while we're waiting for someone else to either jump in, call in, you can call in too. I can do that too. I can give you a phone number and you can call into a number and do it that way. That's not a problem. But while we're waiting for all of that, we can go back to some of the other stuff that I was doing. Let's look at some of the, where are we at? Right. Some of the highlights of the world today. Obviously, there's going flash flood warning in New Orleans. That is happening. We know that's happening. Actually, a buddy of mine down there right now, living through all of that because he lives down there. Again, the debate stuff. It's insane. The craziness that's come from politics these days is just boggles the mind. Completely boggles the mind. I really I don't know. It's I don't care where anyone stands politically, but holy cow, the stuff that's going on in our politics these days is just wild. I mean, this is probably the best reality TV show I've ever seen in my life. So I guess there's some new TV shows coming out. I was unaware of that. Obviously, I knew about the Penguin TV show. That's actually hopefully it'll be done pretty well. It looks like they got mostly like the actual the same as the Batman movie that came out. But I guess they're redoing the TV show Matlock. My mom would have loved that one. I don't know if she'd love the new version, but she loved Andy Griffith when he was Matlock. So, yeah, I guess that's something that's coming out. But who knows? It's got Kathy Bates in it. Oh, Kathy Bates is Matlock. There we go. I just learned something new. When I think of Kathy Bates, I always think about that Stephen King movie, Misery. I think it was movie book, whatever, where the writer goes in, he gets veers off the road, and she finds him and she keeps him captive, and she puts a 2x4 between his ankles and takes a sledgehammer to it, and just to keep him laid up in bed so she can take care of him and kidnap him. And it's just a weird, crazy movie. That movie honestly kind of freaked me out when I was younger, but whatever. Anyway, what do you guys got going? Anybody got anything going? You want to jump on here and let's talk? I'm all ears. Let's do it. Let's make something happen. So, I'm part of this, while people are trying to figure out if they really want to talk tonight. I'm part of this group of other people that were in this TV show with me, and we played this game called Werewolf. I'm sure people may or may not know what it is. Essentially, this game is a game where you have each player has a role. In the werewolf role, essentially, you have each person has a role. So each player takes on the role of a villager, a werewolf, or a special character. It's our job to figure out who the werewolves are, and to kill at least one of them in order to win, unless you've become a werewolf yourself. So that game is, the way we played it when we were there's multiple ways to play it, but we played that game every night, every day. Actually, for hours on end when we were waiting in our hotel, in between shoots or whatever. It was crazy. The things you do when you don't have social media and don't have a phone in your hand all the time, you actually talk and communicate to people, which is honestly the fact that people can talk and get away from their phones. That was one of the greatest things that I've ever experienced in my life. That was one of the things that when it came to doing the show, it was cool because there was no distractions. There was no, you go out to dinner with people and you sit down and you're talking, but then you'll have your phone. You'll put your phone on the table. Everybody puts their phone on the table. I think that we should change that. I think we should take a moment in life and say, you know what? If we're going out to dinner with somebody, especially your wife, doesn't matter what is going on your phone. Take your phone and put it away. Stash it away. If you're going and you're out to eat and you're spending time with your significant other, spend that time with them. Don't waste it away for friends that you're not around. Spend it with time with friends that are around that you want to be around. And if you don't want to be around your wife or your husband, then figure out why. Because to me, that's kind of sad. But yeah, so when we were playing that game, though, we played it hours and hours and hours. Between that and Jenga, man, I'm going to say I'm pretty dang good at Jenga at this point. Some people may disagree with me, but that's fine too. I don't care. But yeah, it's crazy. It's one of those things of, just do what you got to do. Anyway, who is watching on here? Let me see. I just realized I can figure out who is watching. Barb King Walker. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully that didn't creep you out, the fact that I can see who it is. But yeah, what is going on in your life that you'd like to talk about? Is there anything? Or are you just kind of checking me out and say, who is this weirdo that wants to talk to people? Probably the second one, but that's okay. But yeah, what else has been going on in the world that I don't know about? Anything new that you guys can think of that I may have missed since of being gone? I want to say I could pronounce your name, but I would destroy that. Wow. It seems like a really cool name, though. So, anyway. Oh, man. What has been going on with as far as YouTube news these days? I wonder if there's anything that has been troubling any of the I would say the YouTube stars that have been gone crazy. I wonder if Mr. Jimmy Donaldson has had any new highlights come to light for about him. I know he's had a lot of flack going on about him because of his TV show he was doing, but part of that I think was no big deal, but some of it was probably a big deal, but whatever. But yeah, so let's see what we got. Let's do a quick search. YouTube news today. How about that one? I didn't think I'd ever be the guy that goes in and looks at the news online, breaking news, breaking YouTube news or whatever. But here I am. It is a thing now. Oh, that's kind of cool. So apparently YouTube rolls out add yours stickers on shorts now. So I can create a sticker and put it on a YouTube short. Basically, that's a TikTok, essentially what it is. That's kind of new. Oh yeah, that's something that's good. That's kind of crazy these days. What, bud? You going to bed? All right. Good night. Love you too. Do what? Yes, there is some pizza left. Go warm yourself a pizza and go to bed. Love you, bud. So, Nikado Avocado. This was crazy, and the man knows how to shock the world. He essentially was a skinny YouTube guy that would go and just eat a crap ton of food, a ridiculous amount of food, and he gained a ton of weight. He essentially he's 32 years old or something like that. He's 30 years, and he goes in and he lost 250 pounds. Holy crap! But he did it in a way that kind of blew everybody's mind, because he recorded a ton more videos, and he was posting those videos basically throughout the whole time. From my understanding, I don't really watch his stuff, but I know who he is, and he would post those videos. So everybody that saw him still saw him as the person that they always would see him eat a ton of food. So, but people saw him go from skinny to very large to then all of a sudden he started posting new videos of him where he had dropped the 250 pounds. I mean, it's kind of crazy the weight loss that he's done. I mean, and he looks good. He looks way better. I mean, he's obviously looks healthier. I'm sure he feels healthier because, I mean, I know for myself, the excess weight that I have on me, there's days I just don't feel good. And that's because I'm overweight. But man, he did an amazing job. I mean, his body transformation is just insane. So anyway, that's just YouTube news. So what else we got? Anything that's trending right now? I am being very boring right now. I apologize. I typically don't do this. But I have talked for over an hour, so that's the hard part. Just going back, I need to make good notes. I need to make better notes for this. But I also am hopeful that I get very hopeful that other people will jump in and give me something more to talk about. So, but that becomes a me problem. What we got? All right. Let's go. Oh, I did see this in the news today. The fact that you had apparently Joe Biden put on a Trump 2024 hat. Whether it was 100% intended to happen, or he had no clue, or I don't know. The things that it could be completely fake, but apparently it's not fake. But what do I know? Maybe he wants Trump to be president. We went as a family. We went and saw the new Beetlejuice movie, so Beetlejuice 2. That was actually so. My wife calls me and tells me, she goes, I don't know if I want to see it. I'm like, why? She goes, well, I want to see it, but I'm slightly disappointed because when it comes to Beetlejuice, I've heard a lot of bad things about the movie. Well, I stopped watching and reading reviews on movies a long time ago because I realized that that's other people's opinions, and I'd rather make my own opinion. I have seen some really bad movies, but honestly, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good twist for a second movie. I thought it was pretty decent, but yeah. So took the family to go see that. They thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting. It was entertaining. I did know that based off of the rating that they did utilize the one F word that they could use, and then they bleeped out the second one. So based on what the rules for certain movies, you can say certain words, but it could be only a number amount of times before they have to make it an R rating. So they utilize that like a champ. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, in my opinion. Where to go? So one thing I've learned when it comes to little things in life is one thing the biggest thing that we need to do is, and I'm going to get inspirational a little bit. Let's try this out. One thing that we have to do in life, and this is the hardest part as humans is we need to forget the mistake but remember the lesson. How often is it that we go in when it comes to certain things, we forget, we always remember the mistake and we harp on, I can't believe I'm such a piece of crap. Why would I do such a bad thing? But instead of doing that, we need to forget the mistake, but we need to remember the lesson that lesson taught us. That's, when it comes to anything, that should be the main thing that we focus on in life. You know, among other, this is a bunch of quotes that I've saved through little memes and things like that. The next one says, don't stop until you're proud. That is true. Trust your crazy ideas. You know what? This is one of my crazy ideas. But the fact that I decide to live stream my podcast and jump in and have people call in or live stream with me and tell me how their lives are going and what's going on with them is pretty crazy. The fact that I'm opening myself up to perfect strangers, and perfect strangers are opening themselves up to me. Again, completely crazy. These are the things that they tell you don't talk to strangers. Yeah, come talk to me. I'm okay with that. I will talk to you all day long. But hey, if I get to know your name, then we're not strangers anymore. Isn't that how that works? Don't get in the cars with a perfect stranger, but yet we pay them now. We pay strangers to take us places. Yeah. You can do more than you think. That is absolutely true. It's all mindset. Find something positive in every situation. Push yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you unless you are married. That's the only, I'd say, exception for that rule. A little progress each day adds up to big results. Well, yeah. If we do a little bit every day, then it all works out. When you are writing a story, the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. That is honestly probably one of the most profound things I've had in the world. I'll say it again. When you are writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. You are the author of your life, so make it amazing. Be awesome. Do the things that you'll feel insanely proud of. That's what you should be doing. Now this one is very true. One small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. Again, yesterday we talked about how the small affirmations of life. If we talk bad about ourselves or we talk down to ourselves, then we will have a bad day. But if we're positive and we say something nice about ourselves, our lives are better. We want to be. Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody deserves to be happy. That's what this comes down to. We have to change our mindset to be happier. I mean, I firmly believe that if out of anything in this life worth achieving, and it's happiness. And honestly, I'll say it, and some people don't believe this, but happiness is a choice. If we can choose to be happy or we can choose to be miserable. And honestly, I very much choose to be happy. I choose to be the in charge of that fate. Sure, sad things do come, sad things do happen. But if we just learn to figure out how to find the happiness in the sad moments, why not? When my mom died, and it was obviously a very emotional situation. Yes, she was 81 years old. Yes, she lived an amazing life. But no, I was not ready for my mom to pass. How do we find the happiness in that? Well, holy crap! The stories that were told at the little memorial we had were so awesome. So there was happiness. We the sadness comes from funerals as simply as we're kind of more selfish that we want them to be there for us. But the happiness of it all is when we learn that we can be happy no matter what, even in bad situations. That changes everything. And again, that's why I jump on here and have people call in or want to live stream with me so they can tell me what's going on in their lives, because some people go through some hard stuff. So that's why I do this. I want people to have the same happiness that I feel. And no, I'm not pushing religion. No, I'm not pushing anything. I'm just saying, hey, everybody deserves to be happy. So let's help. If I can help give some of that happiness to you, and to help talk you through some stuff, I'm all ears. I'll talk through that stuff all day long. So yeah, I like doing this. My goal for this whole live stream deal is let's talk about it. Deal is having people who want to share something and share it. It's similar to that old. Of course, I won't go. I will talk about it. There's no subject that is off limits. I'll say that. But I will honestly. I'll talk about anything. If it's kind of the whole, what's that 90s or I guess late 90s the radio show Love Lines with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. They talked more specifically about sex and relationships. I mean, I'll talk about that stuff too if people want to talk about it. I don't care. I mean, if I'm willing to have that conversation with my kids, I'm willing to have that conversation with anybody. But yeah, I mean, essentially, if people want to talk about whatever, I am game. Just send me a message and I'll add you to it or send a request to be part of the live stream. I'm 100% game for that. So yeah, other than that, I'm just going to keep going through some of the things I've saved and that kind of change my preference and my mind in life. I save a lot of quotes. Quotes are good. That one I said already. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. And you know what? There's nothing that is. I think that's one of the most underrated things in life is gratitude. I don't think we're grateful enough for things. I mean, I do not. I think that we need to be, instead of focusing on all the garbage in life we have out there, I think if we focus on the amazing stuff and we're grateful for it, man, our life really will change. It makes it so much. It'll make it so much better. No, I'm not trying to be a life coach. I think there's way too many of those people out there that believe that that's what they're calling us to do, and I think that if they want to do it, that's all on them. But I don't mind talking to people about their problems. Beautiful minds inspire others. That is very true. Focus on what matters and let go of what doesn't. That's a good one. It says humankind, be both. Be a human and be kind. I get it. Sorry. Don't be afraid to be great. A diamond is merely a lump of coal that did well under pressure. A lot of these are kind of cliche-ish, but they're good things that people need to think about. Together is a beautiful, beautiful place to be. I mean, that's awesome. Big journeys begin with small steps. Focus on the goal, not the obstacles. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Strive for progress, not perfection. So there's one thing that has always bothered me, and it's the fact that people say practice makes perfect. That's impossible. Practice does not make perfect. Practice makes better. Practice makes you great, but it doesn't make you perfect. I mean, I think perfection is unattainable. I think we should strive for perfection, but I think when people say practice makes perfect, I don't believe that. Practice makes you better. And I think that's the whole intended purpose of it all. But what do I know? I'm just a guy that talks. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. That is as true as anything ever could be. The fact that so many people, when it comes to negative situations, they get sucked into it and they want to just keep feeding into that negativity and letting that negativity grow. It ends up consuming you. Negativity is just, it's like an ooze. I mean, it's to me, negativity is as simple if you've ever seen how germs are spread. So if I rub my nose like this and then I touch the table, or if I sneeze into my hand and I touch the table and then someone else comes and touch the table, those germs spread like crazy, insane. And so that negativity is the same way. I mean, we feed and it's so weird. I think it's part of because of the fight or flight situation when it comes to us as human beings. It's still ingrained in us. It's still ingrained. We're so sucked into the idea that when bad things happen, we gotta just jump out and say, okay, I've got to fix this. I gotta move. I gotta get out of here quick. And so if we focus so much on that negativity, we get sucked into that negativity, and it just becomes all consuming. It's so crazy. Yeah. So that is a great quote. If you stay positive in a negative situation, you win. I mean, who doesn't want to win? I mean, in our world where we give out participation trophies for the most random things in the world, and I'm not trying to discount kids not getting a trophy, but I think we also need to set expectations when it comes to our children and the things they do. And we need to teach that it is okay to lose, because not everybody can be a winner. We can all win at certain things, but we can't all win everything. We got to, to win at life, we just got to, learn to push those negative things back and get rid of them. It's one of the hardest things to ever do. Now, this is literally one of my favorite things in the world. It says, fall in love with yourself. You are worthy. And the reality is, way too often do we not know who we are. And that's why I see in a lot of people out there that they're so consumed in themselves that they don't know who they are. So they go through major depression fits because they're consumed with other things, and they're consumed with what other people think, that they forget of who they really are. I think we have to know who we are. No, I'm not trying to sound like Kamala Harris. I'm literally just trying to, explain the idea of, you need to fall in love with yourself. If you're going into a relationship with somebody, you better know who you are, because you don't need to have them have to explain it to you. You need to be comfortable with being alone. You need to be comfortable with dealing with hard situations and saying the truth to that spouse directly, or that girlfriend directly, or that boyfriend directly, and let them understand that where you stand is where you want to be, and this is how your life is you want your life to be. Communication is everything, but you have to know who you are before you can know what you need to be for them, because it's going to be impossible to be happy in a relationship if you're not focusing on yourself. Man, I'm giving tons of little ideas that I need to turn into podcasts is what I need to do. All these little quotes, some of them should be just straight up full, all-encompassing information for podcast. So anyway, it is 11:21 right now. I'm probably going to get off this thing. Going to just do my thing and get ready to head to bed. I've got an early morning tomorrow. I will jump back on here and we'll do another live stream, and we'll make sure that other people can jump in. I'm very appreciative for those that jumped in and talked about some stuff. This is what I do. I love talking to people. I love listening and being that listening ear for people, and love talking, helping them if they go through a problem or if they just want to, feel accomplished about something. I love doing that. This is why I started doing this. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody's happy, and I will talk to you guys later on.